Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, guys. Hello, back. I'm right outside the Wine and Zero Studios at the Strand, where today is the big night. It's the opening night for London Fashion Week, and there, where the H&M fashion show. So, yeah, I wanted to come over to do a little bit of a walkie-talkie right before the show and show you guys around and perhaps be able to capture some very interesting looks, maybe people. Uh, you guys walk with me from the embankment station on the previous video, which was a very nice and slow walkie-talkie. We did it for like almost half an hour, and now I am here at 180 Studios at the Strand, and I've been sitting here on this nice, sad, lonely bench on my own for like 5 minutes. I was recharging batteries before. Yes, boss, thank you. Before getting up and get to it. So I just got up. I am gonna walk you guys around a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, London is not very exciting these days in terms of fashion. I have to say, back in the day, exactly 20 years ago, when I was invited to all these shows, and it was a little bit smaller, I'm gonna say, but then people would actually dress up for Fashion Week and make an effort, and they made it look like you were going to Fashion Week. Now it's like a crew entrance. But now it's pretty, I'm not gonna say lame, because it'll be lame of me to say lame. So the invites for, there's a man in the mask, which is kind of interesting for some. No kinky reasons today. There seems to be a line there waiting for the, I guess, VIP guests. But I'm gonna walk all the way around and then see if we can come all the way up. I see some interesting characters, whether it's on that side or on this side. We'll see how it goes. Look, there's a red carpet moment happening for all the influencers. Let me take a step back here. Show you guys a little bit of the setup. And you get all the nice Uber. What is the Lux version of the Uber? It's like a Lux Uber.
I need this bit clear. Anywhere, but I just need this bit clear for people to walk through. Thank you.
To get all that, all the. I'm wondering, like, Yeah, well, what's the right way to ride these days? Like, what does the protocol say? You need to come into one of those luxuries, or the tube, or on a bike, just walk. Makes me wonder. Anyway, so I know this is what we intend to do. I should be excited, but I'm slowly starting to lose my excitement, to be honest. Yes, 20 years ago, I was very excited about these things. These days, I don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm here. It's happening. I'm taking a little video, a little walk around, a little walkie-talkie. But yeah, the guy was right. That's nothing like Paris. Paris is so much like Fashion Week in Paris is Fashion Week in Paris. People, you can tell it's Fashion Week. Here is kind of sad. For the lack of a better term, but look at that lane. It's like on the lane there's a line, and in the line there's no one dressed like to come to Fashion Week. No offense, people, I'm sorry, but what the actual F? And look at that one. Where did they think they were going? Okay, well, some sort of like maybe she did make an effort. The one in red, yes. I would like to. How the F do I zoom in? There's one woman dressed for the occasion. Everyone else, I wouldn't allow in. And that's why probably I'm not doing the hosting. But yeah, that is the situation, guys. It's changed a lot. No sense of giving a rat's behind when it comes to Fashion Week from anyone. So I think I'm going to definitely stick to my plan B, which was not focusing too much on the street style any longer, because I think that's not gonna happen. London's changed. It's a bad moment for style in London. I mean, there's style, but it's an ugly style. It's like very post-war, in the midst of war. So I get it, I understand it. So yes, I'm giving it a free pass just purely because of the reasons as to why it's reflecting in society and new generations and people that maybe are struggling. We all are struggling, but it shows. A bunch of Japanese people, which made a little bit of an effort. Yes, kudos to Japan. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here, guys, because going back to that was depressing. I'm sorry, that was, at least for me, that was depressing. So F it, F it. Like two interesting people out of 500, or I don't know how many were there. So I think That speaks a bunch of the whole situation. I think the streets of London are more interesting. You see, I didn't realize how close Temple Station was to it. So when on my way here, I actually came all the way to Embankment. Silly, almost Caucasian girl. But anyway, such a beautiful evening, and look at the style of the city. So we are going to continue this oriented to worshiping beautiful, amazing cities and London. And look at the neon light on that bridge and how it like contrasts with the nice fairy lights and the river and me and my good looking outfit, because I did make an effort. I put a little effort like I always do if I leave in my house. For those efforts, like no one did. It's just that's not the vibe. I mean the vibe of Fashion Week is like you live through the whole experience from the moment you get the invite, and of course to the moment that you pick your outfit, you make an effort, you come, you show up, you have a little social prior drinks and greeting with your friends and people outside, and that's how it used to be. It was very like a whole thing, a whole package. Nothing like it these days. So she is not having it. Oh, look at this. Who needs freaking Fashion Week? Oh, this is so amazing. Now, speaking of style, look at this style at its best. I am at crossroads right here because it is so freaking gorgeous to the left or to the right. I'm just wondering where should I go to? Should I head towards the right, towards the left? I don't know. For now, I'm just going to take a nice pose, deep breath, and enjoy this moment. Oh, and thank the universe for letting me be here, for everything I get over and over and over and over. Isn't this better than Fashion Week? So hopefully in this new fashion wave that's coming, and you know how everybody is getting moved from one big house to the next one, and there's like juggling and moving people here and there. Hopefully something interesting will happen, and hopefully this stupid war and this fucked up time in life is gonna be over soon, because we need to start reflecting this in the economy and people, right? So what I've been moaning about today will hopefully change, and then again we'll get people that you know, like the glory days where you'll be able to dress up for Fashion Week, or there will be enough money to enjoy life, to go out for drinks, to go to restaurants. And I'm talking about normal people. I'm talking about those kids that have the invites to come to the H&M fashion show this evening. They couldn't actually make an effort because they just having to be like most probably fashion students, but if they have money for food and a couple of drinks, they're not going to be able to afford nice pair of shoes, or like the normal student stuff, but 3 times worse. So I don't blame them. I wish that this whole economy situation would change soon, so that we can bring a little bit more style into the mix again. Yes, we need it. Is it me being absolutely jaded today, or I am glad I'm outside that boat? Because the boat looks amazing, but oh my god, it looks boring as hell. So I'm gonna say no, it's me just being a jaded bitch. Okay, no. Oh no, they were boarding. I get it. See, it's me being jaded. Because they're about to get a move. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm also absolutely mesmerized with is the quality of my camera. I am bragging out loud. Look at those colors. It's just so, and the quality. It's amazing. It's so pretty. Right. With that shot, I am going to continue my walk towards, I don't know, where am I heading towards today? It's clearly the friendly one, the bunch. Nice. I love how they just literally park their bikes there in the middle of the pavement. So the other night, like, I want to talk about something, but this is still so gorgeous. So the other night, I was watching this something on YouTube, which is pretty much like I guess we all do. And then I ended up watching this video of, I think his name, I'm not really sure, and I know some people are gonna think that I'm being snobbish or something, is the guy that has like a billion or God knows how many billions followers, and he has like a podcast on YouTube. Something Rogers, Seth Rogers something, like a bald guy who's like probably been on steroids for too long, and then he quit, and now he was kind of hot, and now he's kind of not. But he seems to be very opinionated. um, and sometimes I remember I've seen a couple of episodes where he says something that is very logical, very true, very like on point, and then like most people goes and f everything up by letting his political, religious, and sexual affiliations get the best of him, which is what happens to most people, unfortunately. Not to get too distracted from my point, but is this guy who, what's the name? The guy who got shot the other day, like last week. Something Kerr. Well, anyway, so this radical guy who's a Trump supporter, who's from the States, we all know, got shot. Kind of had the same thing, same gift-ish, cursed. Again, I remember somehow ended up watching a couple of clips with him, and I remember at some point thinking, because the guy was super smart. Okay, everybody sit down and hear me out first. Clearly a very intelligent person. Somebody who most likely had a high education, because he's sharp, but he also had the knowledge, right? That some people, like if you actually went to school throughout the 80s and 90s, like myself, we think that that was the normal basic education level that school or university would actually give you, just like to know how the chromosomes of, you know, what makes them biologically, what's a man, what's a woman biologically, all these kind of basic knowledge stuff that we thought it was basic, and that we thought that it was common sense, that most people should just know. Turns out the educational systems there, here, and everywhere else have changed dramatically, and now it's not like that anywhere. It's quite the opposite, right? So I was watching a debate, because the guy was, I mean, there was something that I admire about him, and that I have to give him credit, is the fact that he did want to have a conversation, and he was putting himself out there to talk to people in a very cocky way. Yeah, it was cocky, but he was the one who was so intelligent, not only because he clearly had the education, the background to know what he was talking about, but also he had the emotional intelligence factor helping him. So every time someone was debating him and they trying to get a point across, they would actually let their emotions get the best of them. So he would always end up looking like the winner, the calm person, the rational one, the sane one. And then the other ones, even though they had a valid point, they didn't have the same tools, educational tools or knowledge tools that he clearly had, right? So therefore he was always winning the conversation, because he knew exactly what he was talking about, but he was not coming up with this on the basis of like, I identify myself as a cactus, now you need to call me a cactus, because he knows that a cactus is not a human being, right? And he could explain it rationally from a scientific perspective. So that I admire of that guy, that he wanted to have that logical conversation on a logical way with people. Unfortunately, the last couple of, maybe more than last couple, I would say probably 3-4 generations, yeah, 20 plus years now, the educational systems in plural changed dramatically all over the world. So these kids, they do have a point. They do have a valid point of view and perspective on things. Unfortunately, they just don't know how to articulate themselves. So therefore, he would always win the battle from a rational, logical point of view. So I give him that. And that's the only thing I admire about him. Now, again, I only saw a couple of videos where he would actually make the other ones look like stupid, like completely ignorant and uneducated and illiterate, 100%. And then after he got shot is when obviously I think he became like huge all over the world, because so many people didn't even know who he was, including myself. I think randomly I have watched 1 or 2 videos, and then when I saw the news, I was like, oh God, this is the guy that I watched a couple of times being a total cocky dick against people, yada, yada, yada. But I didn't know exactly to what extent the whole situation was, apart from he was clearly part of the MAGA movement. So apparently, one of the many things he would stand for, of course, because he did it openly, was that he was not like a very LGBTQXYZ supporter, which is completely fine, absolutely fine. What I didn't know is that he was openly saying that he was all in for persecuting gay people or LGBTQSYZ members and even executing them. So to me, that's beyond. Well, I cannot believe that anyone would actually say that, openly, or to say that in order to be able to have their First and Second Amendment there for everybody. He was fine with having some dead bodies along the side, along the way per year. So it's kind of an irony that he says that, and then that exactly happened to him, because I don't know, at the end of the day, it's like the irony is like that is exactly what he stands for, right? And now that he is a victim, we cannot come and say like, oh my God, this is awful, because at the end of the day, this is exactly what he stands for, or that was his creed, right? So again, I am zero supporting violence or supporting this way of interacting with one another. But all I'm saying is that he would actually openly, publicly speak out and say that he was all in for persecuting and following, chasing people from the LGBTQ XYZ community, and even have us executed, right? So sometimes I guess that's the living proof that we need to think before we speak. We need to think twice before we speak. And if you're putting that hatred, that message out there of violence so openly and so in such a cocky way, which is like what he was. He was a very cocky guy. Maybe you just can't come back and bite you in your behind, especially in a 300 plus million population country that mostly have been slowly trained to start off a civil war for the last, I think, 40 years or something. They have been arming their citizens, and now that they are all armed up to their teeth, they are on a different phase of that plan, Machiavellic plan of bringing the U.S. down, which is like getting them in a civil war, which has already started. This is not the triggering factor of the civil war. They've been undergoing the civil war for like quite a few years, I'm going to say now. But now that they are entering a new level within their civil war, which is now they're going to have their own citizens, like confronting one another, but not confronting one another in a civilized way, where they will be able to speak their minds up and say whatever it is that they're feeling. But if they don't like what the other one is saying, now there's going to be blood, right? And I guess this is what Mr. Trump was referring to with the bloodbath, kind of like, he used to have something, he had like a slogan saying like it would be like a bath blood fair or something. I can't remember, but I remember that he would just like say it over and over and over and over and over, and he was referring to something bloody, super bloody, like always trying to put that seed of violence planted in the society that they live, which is terrible. And I've been saying this. Unfortunately, I didn't have my blog at the time, but I've been saying that the problem, the issue with the U.S. since I've known myself is that no matter what, the U.S. since I've known myself, and I'm an 80s, 90s kid, it's like whatever happens with politics in the U.S. has a profound effect all over the world. And they sort of like shape the politics and the tone for politics everywhere else, especially Latin America, because it used to be, this is where I'm from, it used to be like the first of like echo wave to be Latin America. Now that I've been in London for 24 years, I felt it like on a second or third grade of that, so like echo. But today, what's going on here, we are seeing a huge, sort of like a MAGA, they call it the mega, make England great again, kind of movement, which is, I honestly, I cannot believe that we're talking about this, or having this on a perspective, especially after we've seen everything we've seen with the U.S., and then we are following them now. So yes, it's unfortunately gonna get worse here, because obviously there is a recipe for winning elections. There is a recipe for clearly getting elected. And I think they discovered that this recipe is to do with well, not that they didn't or that we didn't know that it was with division and dividing people, right? Because we knew it. But it was never so aggressively done. And I think that's the new thing is like, you gotta do it aggressively because before it was, I guess this is why they used to call it diplomacy, but there is zero diplomacy now for politics, and it's very aggressive, and it's done in this absolutely awful, violent way. So, yeah, Mega is coming. It will be. It's about to get very, 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 very interesting all over the world because as long as the psychopath is in charge, and he is going to shake things up as much as he can still. And I hate to say this, but I think things are about to get much worse, way much worse in terms of wars and in terms of maybe pandemics or in terms of everything, because this person is clearly, not that we didn't know, we knew it 10 years ago plus, a complete psychopath, and he is living the dream of any psychopath, like being the most powerful person on earth, and being 80 in his 80s. So the way he sees life, I guess, is like has nothing to lose. He is going down because he's gonna die sometime soon, but he's not going down alone. He's gonna take as many of us as he can, like any psychopath would. So kudos to the US citizens who voted for that piece of S. What kills me is like now we're facing the same fate in England, and that just breaks my heart. Yeah, because I think the world deserves so much better. I think even though, like in England, I'm saying in London, I remember once about 15 years ago that I thought that I would like to live in the US again. So I went to New York City, and I'm not gonna say live there because 3 months is nothing, but I spent like 3 months in New York City trying to sort of think like what I was gonna do with my life and this. And I remember being there, and everybody would be so aggressive, and the things that I saw, like how they were already like in an inner war between one another at the time, like between the Latinos, the white community, the blacks, so 3 huge communities trying to live and coexist, and how harsh it was between the 3 of them because it was very violent, and how nice it was in at least I'm speaking about London, how I remember back in the day you would go out and everybody, most people would be so attentive. They would actually let you go ahead first, and they would always say like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They will actually give you the place to sit. That city, as some of us knew it, that social behavior is absolutely gone. And if anything, we are becoming more and more and more, you recognize that? More and more and more like the US. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sound, again, divisive myself, because I live in the States. I grew up pretty much influenced by their culture, 100%. Being from Bogota, we only had like cable television, and I grew up watching entertainment television, Cinemax and HBO. So they shaped somehow my personality as well, I guess. So I have nothing against them. I wish the political situation was different, but unfortunately all went wrong. And now that I feel that we are becoming the collateral damage for what they've done, and that we're gonna have to follow the same tracks of them, I just can't. I just can't. So how did we end up in this deep conversation when we started this video about Fashion Week and about the H&M show for tonight? I don't know, but it happened, guys. It happened. Also, I think I got a little bit bored up. So it's 40 something minutes. Oh, look at this shot. But since I've been so good, I was thinking maybe I'll walk you guys all the way to the Parliament. Just maybe another 5 minutes from here. Gorge. So I want nothing but the best for my city. I am a Londoner at heart. 24 years here, and I don't want us to end up like some other people. So yeah, fingers crossed. Yay. I'm thinking, should I continue on my way down towards the Parliament, Big Ben, or should I just stop this video here? I don't know. I think since I'm already here and this is 42 minutes, so fuck it. I am gonna go all the way to Parliament. Yes. Westminster. She's pretty. I like her pants, by the way. As in her trousers. So this one has been a very interesting video. Sorry. Especially because I just literally got run over by a car. I didn't realize where he was going. And that is a worrying factor. But yeah, I thought the guy was actually going to do that. But because he was coming through the wrong lane. So yes, it wasn't me. But today's been a very interesting video, guys. This one, tonight's video, because I had a completely different thing in mind. I thought we were gonna see like much better action at the H&M'S show. It's pretty lame. But then we ended up going around the Riverside on the embankment and having a pretty deep conversation about our current situation. And how much we actually love the city of London. The guy is being very kind, and that's what I love about this city and some people. I was just saying, he was making sure that he would actually let me have my shot. And that's what I remember from the early days when I arrived in London, how nice and friendly everybody was. We were very nice to one another, and whether we were blacks or Latinos or whites or mixed race or whatever, people, at least in central London, where I've been for all this time, like around central London, very vast majority of people friendly, kind to one another. And there's still a little bit of that happening. So I think we should bring that back for sure. It's time to put a final dot to this awful chapter of bullshit and start a new page, a new chapter. 40 something, so 49 minutes now. I am almost there. Okay, I'm gonna start walking a little bit faster so that I make sure that this video is it's not too long. Not that a couple of minutes is gonna make any difference. Over the yard, guys. New Scotland Yard. Speaking of which. And then we have the big thing back. This side, speaking of the good old days, when I moved to London, St. James's Park, which is right behind this, was like a forgotten side of the city. And I remember the flats. You get like people didn't want to live there pretty much because it was like a dead town, like absolutely like a ghost town. So nobody wanted to live there, and you would be able to get like nice flats, like a one-bedroom flat for like, I don't know, 100K, 100 and something K back in the day. And still it was challenging to be able to sell them because people didn't think too much of this side of town, even though the buildings, their vast majority were like these mansions, like this style, and they're amazing. I'm saying this because I remember one of my dear friends bought a place. This is how I know. And nowadays, I'm not gonna say his name out loud, but this guy must be sitting on, he still owns the flat. One bedroom in this location must be worth a good kidney or two. So we are at Westminster Tube Station, which means we officially have arrived. Let me show you. Can you see it now? Look, they saw me. They're playing Despacito. Despacito. And there it is. Big Ben. I never in a million years, guys, never in a million years thought that I would ever do. Like in 24 years, I think the only time I've done the Big Ben was probably the first time Mom and my brother came to see me. But I never thought that after that time I would be like coming to see the Big Ben and stop over and make a thing out of it. So yeah, here it is, Big Ben, check it out. How cool is that? And we are by the Westminster Tube Station. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to finish this video here and say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, follow, subscribe, and even have a one if you want to. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thank you. See you in the next one.